Hello everybody, I am back and this is my week 2 reflection. It's a little bit late because I forgot to do it. I didn't forget to do it. I did it and then I accidentally uploaded my week 1 reflection twice onto YouTube. Oops. So, basically what we did in week 2 is we covered a lot on the elements and we started learning about them. And basically they're just different mindsets for people. Like wind is you serve people and you generally just don't take up space. You try to fit in with how people are working. Water is you come back, like you're distant, you're observant, um, and then you give up your space, but then you're going to take it back at some point, like a wave. Fire is you're very connected to people. You're observant objectively. Water is subjective normally. Water is very tactical. Fire is very objective. Um, it's not the opposite of tactical, but it's not tactical. And then earth is just stand your ground. It's firm belief. So I tend to fit in with the water element, where I back off a lot, and I tend to watch things from a distance, like social interactions, people that are just doing something. Like if somebody's watching a movie, I will casually just like watch a little bit of the movie and then leave, like just observe it. And each element has a negative to it as well. Like negative water is just getting too cold and detached and just not really connecting with people at all. And that's something that I have an issue with. I have a hard time feeling the energy of the room. Like the mood of the room is a good way to put it. Like imagine if somebody had just died or was seriously injured and then somebody walks in and says, "Oh, did you change the color of your hair?" Or, "Hey, what was the math homework for today?" And like they just totally couldn't tell that it was something serious. That's how I am a lot of the time. Actually, it's kind of funny sometimes. Um, or I can make a joke that's inappropriate for the situation or something like that. But on the subject of elements, there's a couple in our immersion that's just absolutely fascinating for me to watch um, because of the way the two interact. One of them is like a 6'4" muscled basketball player giant, um, and he's pretty much Earth. Like he just nothing really moves him from where he wants to be. So it's pretty funny to watch. And then the girl is like 5'3" and just has never held her own space and just always gives it up. So I always think of them as earth and wind. So it's really funny because they kind of complement each other, and like the guy gives the girl stability, and I feel like the girl just helps um, with whatever the guy's worried about and helps him be a little bit more flexible. Because the negative of earth is just pure stubbornness. The negative of wind is just giving up way too much space, giving ground on everything, trying to help everybody. The negative fire is just not really having a sense of self. Like if I'm not the center of everybody's attention, then I'm not living. Um, so yeah, and then there was one more thing that I thought was really important over week 2, and that was one of our teachers, the one that teaches yoga with us, had us do not an interpretive dance, but a dance that used hand motions, foot motions, or the entire body. And the goal of the dance was to just simply spell out the first name of whoever was doing the dance. So it was an interesting experience because he gave us like 5 minutes to come up with a dance, and I used my hands to spell my name as if I was writing it in reverse. So normally I would spell it out normally, and I just tried to follow my strokes backwards. It was interesting. And then he had each of us do it individually, and then we paired up. Like he picked 2 people and sent them up as a pair. And I went with a friend of mine, and we were the first one, so it was new experience. Um, and I think we actually had a conversation almost. The entire point of the exercise was about connecting somebody's individual self to another person's individual self. At least that's what I think it was. Um, and basically, I connected in my way where I gave him space, I respected him, I held the space for him, I slowed down my dance for him, and I feel like he connected with me as well. And it was interesting. Like, it was one of the few times I actually felt like I connected to somebody, so it's actually pretty cool. Some people struggled with it, and it was just for the first couple. Sometimes they redid it like twice. That was the most anybody ever redid it. And I think that's just because it took them a little bit to either get into it fully, or to maybe actually get the connection in the first place. So yeah, overall it was a pretty great week. Everything went well. See you again next week.